Good morning, students. I would like to extend my warm wishes to you all on the beginning of the new year 2022. Our management provides a good opportunity for learning process through online class. Nice to meet you all. How are you all? I hope you are all doing good. Still stay safe at home. Let's begin today's topics. Listen carefully. What are the different parts of a plant? Already you have learned the different parts of a plant are root, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds. Already we have covered stem modification. Now we are moving on to leaves. Leaves are the important part of a plant. They are also known as food factory. Why? The plant leaves are prepare their food. That's why the leaves are food factory. Leaves are arise from the nodes, the stems and have the characteristic shape and size. There are different types of leaves. Some leaves are big in size, some are small in size, some are short, some are tall in size. Now, let's study its different parts of a leaf. They are winglets, midrib, lamina and petiole. What is meant by veinlets? Do you know that? Veinlets is a network of small branches of veins found in leaves. Veinlets is a network of small branches of veins. Small branches of veins found in leaves is called veinlets. The main function of veinlets is to transport raw materials and manufacture food into and out of the lamina. The main function of veinlets is to transport raw materials and manufacture food into and out of the lamina. Then second one is midrib. Midrib is a continuation of petiole and it is a center vein of the leaves. Central vein of the leaves. Smaller veins grow from the midrib. The smaller veins grow from the midrib. Understood? Next one is the part of the leaf is lamina. Next part of the leaf is lamina. The flat green portion of the leaf is known as lamina. The flat green portion of the leaf is called lamina. It also named as blade. It also named as blade. The last one is petiole. The next one is petiole. It is a narrow stalk like structure that connects the leaf to the stem. It is a narrow stalk-like structure that connects the leaf to the stem. Students, you see the picture, figure 8.8 parts of a leaf. In the book, first one is weinlets. The first vein, the network of smaller branches of veins called veinlets forms a supporting framework and also serves to transport raw materials and manufactured food into the out of the lamina. Next one is midrib. The continuation of the petiole is the central vein. That is the central veins, big vein of a leaf. Smaller veins grow from the midrib. Smaller veins grow from the midrib. Then third one is lamina, the flattened part. The flattened part is the lamina. The flattened part green in portion. It is a green in portion of the leaf. Is called leaf blade or lamina. Next one is petiole. Petiole is a narrow stalk-like structure that connects the leaf to the stem. The next one is venation. What is venation? Venation is the arrangement of veins in a leaf. Venation is the arrangement of veins in a leaf. It is classified into two types. It is classified into two types. That is parallel venation and reticulate venation. That is parallel venation and reticulate venation. See, if you see the book, see the picture, figure number 8.9, parallel venation. If the vein run parallel to one another from the base to the tip of the leaf, if the vein run parallel to one another from the base to the tip of the leaf, that leaves has similar arrangement. The leaves has similar arrangement. The veins has similar arrangement. This leaf is said to be the parallel venation. These leaves are said to be a parallel venation. Example, banana leaf and onion. Example, banana leaf and onion. Next one is reticulate venation. If the veins are arranged in a net-like pattern, if the veins are arranged in a net-like pattern on both sides of the midrib, then the leaf is said to be reticulate venation. If the veins are arranged in the net-like pattern on both sides of the midrib, then the leaf is said to be reticulate venation. See the figure 8.10, reticulate venation. Center is the veins, side one is veinlets, in the center part is midrib. That is example, people and mango. People and mango. Next, moving to functions of leaf. A leaf performs various important functions of a plant. Leaves are usually green in color. Why the leaves are green in color? Do you know? Leaves contains green pigment called chlorophyll. Leaves contains green pigment called chlorophyll. That leaves prepare food for the plant. What is photosynthesis? Do you know that? Photosynthesis is the process of making food by the plant. It using carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis. In this process, carbon dioxide from air plus water from the soil and chlorophyll from the leaf, light from the sunlight forms together to prepare a food. Food means sugar. Sugar is a food, is a starch. Another name is starch. It is a white substances. And oxygen. It releases out oxygen. Plants prepare their own food. Plants prepare their own food in the presence of carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight. They prepare their own food. This process is called photosynthesis. Plants store food in leaves. Plants store food in leaves, fruits and stems in the form of starch. Like human beings, breathing takes place in plants. Plants breathe with the help of leaves. Plants breathe with the help of leaves. In leaves contains tiny openings. Tiny means very, very small openings under the surface of the leaf. It's called stomata. The stomata, through this only exchange of gases, takes place. Through stomata, also loss of water in the leaves occurs. Loss of water in leaves occurs. This lot of water through stomata is called transpiration. What is transpiration? the loss of water through stomata. The loss of water through stomata is called transpiration. Transpiration helps cooling the leaves just as lost the water. Next, transpiration help the plant is the following ways. What are the ways? It helps cooling the leaves, just as loss of water during sweating helps in keeping our bodies cool. During transpiration, more water is pulled upward. Water is pulled upwards from the roots to compensate for the loss of water. Compensate for the loss of water. This water brings along important nutrients from the roots. Roots are absorb water and minerals from the soil and which are required by the leaf. Transpiration helps in the transport of nutrients with the plant. Transpiration also play an important role in water cycle. Do you know the water cycle? Transpiration also play an important role in water cycle. Next, moving to leaf modification. In some plants, there is a special structure in leaves called tendrils. In some plants, there is a special structure in leaves called tendrils. Do you know tendrils? Usually they are climbers. Do you know that? Tendrils, usually they are climbers. We all know about climbers. Plants having tendrils are generally known as climbers. Tendrils help plants to get attached themselves to a support for protection. These stems are very weaker. The climbers' stems are very weak. They can't stand straight. That's why they are attached to the other coast. Leaves of some plants get formed into a spines. Spines are thorn-like structures. These spines helps the amount of water lost from the plant. This is the amount of water lost from the plant. Some plants stored extra food in leaves. They are often eat as leafy vegetable. Do you know the leafy vegetables? Spinach, cabbage, lettuce are some of the leafy vegetables. Some leaves produce new plants. Do you know that some leaves are produce new plants? One among them in bryophyllum, buds that can grow into a new plants. Buds that can grow into a new plants. You understood, students? That's all today's topic. I hope you all have understood. Make a glance on today's topic. Go through a book. If you have any doubt, contact me. Let's see the remaining topics in the upcoming classes. Okay, students. Thank you all.